a lot of stories we could tell about what goes on inside these gates.
Inside these bucking chutes. If this dirt could talk.
But there's one story that exists out there, and if it didn't, none of the rest would have come to be.
The story of how the rodeo started.
The story of how he did it.
And how his legacy lives on today.
This is the story of Shorty Parsons.
I had a tremendous amount of respect for Shorty. Shorty was a cowboy. Shorty really just wanted to put on a good rodeo, and he wanted the best stock we could afford and get the best cowboys and cowgirls that we could get. So it took years to build that, and Shorty was always one, boy, we gotta go, you know. And I mean, when I come on this board, I had to weed eat under the deal. I mean, we didn't hire people. We didn't spend money. We took care of it ourselves. Saying back in 1944, we were trying to come out of a really ugly war. So Shorty Parsons and some of the business people here in Springdale, and they're trying to figure out what can we do back here to try to give the American people that are so concerned, and we're trying to help any way we can support the war. What can we do to do some kind of entertainment? So they started talking, well, let's put a rodeo in. Well, of course, there wasn't none of that here then. He had the sale barn. And so that's the way it actually started. Shorty was just an outstanding leader. And if he was to say, Tex, you need to go do this, or Don, you need to go do this, we'd go do that, get it done. So we had that kind of respect for him and his family. I'm just proud that I got to be associated with such good people. They cared about not just this facility, but they cared about Springdale and Northwest Arkansas, you know?
Grandpa Shorty, yeah, he was quite a character, I guess. He was, people talk about that, he had a grandkid with him one day, and some guy walked up to him and said, here, Shorty, you loaned me $10 a long time ago, and gave him $10. And when the guy turned around and walked off, the grandkid asked him, said, Grandpa, who was that? He said, I don't have any idea who that was. He was just that kind of guy. He would help people out if they needed it, but when he come to ask you for a favor, he expected that favor back. I would stay with him and my grandma the whole week of the rodeo. I'd go with him just about wherever he went. I'd go to him to the board meetings. I'd come out here. We'd pick up rocks in the arena, any little thing that needed to be done, and I just traveled with him. We would go, they used to have a cavalcade. We'd go on the cavalcade and ride, and he would promote the rodeo just everywhere he went. He wasn't afraid to talk to anybody about it. He was mighty proud of it. I would think he'd really be proud of the growth that's in the rodeo. And that the rodeo is still growing strong even after 80-some years. It's still part of the community. He's got great grandkids that are still rodeoing.
My involvement, I'm more behind the scenes. I try to keep everything going as smoothly as possible. During the rodeo, I'm back there sorting stuff and trying to keep gates welded up and everything else. I'm there till 2 o'clock in the morning a lot of times trying to fix gates the night before because they've been broken and everything else. It's just how stuff goes when you have stock. I've welded that gate, the other gate, moved the bucking chutes, moved the stripping chutes. I was welding the fence where the stripping chutes were at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they come tap me on the shoulder, hey, we're fixing to run a bunch of bolts through here. And I step on the other side, and they'd run a bunch of bolts through, and I go back to fixing the fence, and they come back, tap me on the shoulder, hey, We're fixing to run a bunch of horses through. So I'd stop, get on the other side of the fence, they run a bunch of horses through.
So I am the captain and one of the coaches of the Rounders, which is the drill team that's here at the rodeo. And then I'm also one of the judges of the mutton busting. And then I just do odds and ends things. I help water the arena, help my brothers do some welding and maintenance, paint. I've picked up rocks, just help around with whatever, help with the demolition derby and all that fun stuff.
I'm on the rodeo of the Ozark Rounders. This is my 6th year on there. I have been on that team with my sister Sydney, my other sister, my sister-in-laws, and then I've also helped with the Super Cowboy Cowgirl Rodeo and with Horse Camp.
The rodeo is more than just a rodeo here. I like to think about the rodeo as more of a spot to come, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and just spend quality time with them.
So it started off as a pretty small little rodeo, probably more of just a fun little get together. And over the years, it's turned into a PRCA rodeo. So last year, we were one of the top 5 large outdoor rodeos in the country.
This was the 3rd or 4th time we've been recognized as one of the top 5 large outdoor rodeos in the United States. It's a very big honor, and we're very proud of it. One of these days we'll be picked as the #1, but gives us something to strive for.
Shorty started this rodeo as a community give back event, an engagement event. And here we are 82 years later, producing not only a bigger, in our minds, a better quality rodeo than we were able to start with. We've been able to improve our facilities, improve the number of people that we can serve, and the thing that we're most proud of is we're still able to offer a family-centered show. You can bring your kids without fear of what they might see or hear. We're able to offer a top quality show in terms of rodeo production, and we're able to do that for 82 years of change. People who are moving here that may have never attended a rodeo in their life or know what they're about. We have an opportunity for them not only to be entertained, to be educated about the Western way of life, and to preserve that mindset, not only for this generation, but going forward.
Oh, the Western way of life is, it's more an attitude, I would guess, more the way that you act.
It's working hard, doing what you say you're gonna do. You know, you don't have to have cows to be a cowboy.
You may not ever ride a horse, but the Western way of life runs deeper than that. It's saying yes ma'am, respecting people, opening doors for a lady. That's more of a cowboy than someone who wears a hat to the mall or whatnot. That's not a real cowboy. You may not ever wear a cowboy hat, but if you're respectful, polite, work hard, and just really give it all you got, that's a cowboy. It started with Grandpa Shorty. He displayed that, he started that, and we all have big shoes to fill because of him, but they're good shoes to fill.
My Grandpa Shorty was a really kind man. If you needed anything, he didn't hesitate to give it to you.
He didn't care if he knew you or not. If you needed a shirt, he'd take his off right now and give it to you.
I think if you look around, you'll see a lot of things that Shorty Parsons brought to Springdale.
I think Shorty would have a lot to be proud of. If you think about the chance, the step that he took building the grounds for the first time, watching those evolve, watching them improve, watching them increase in size, watching his own family contribute to this rodeo. Not only did his daughter, but now his grandchildren are a part of what we do out here.
So this is a picture of Dwayne Parsons getting ready the week before. He's the only one moving with the shovel, and everybody else is standing in there watching him work.
If you look at the men and women who have been a part of our board of directors over time, all with one goal, to provide a great experience for our fans, for our community, and then to continue that economic ripple that the rodeo creates when people come to our area, Shorty's got a lot to be proud of.